The Timmy Chang Show is brought to you by Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, HGEA, Spectrum, HCAMP, Enjoy Snacks, Fujitsu, IBEW Local 1186, Hawaii Dental Service, Ruby Tuesday, Hawaii Pacific Health, Popeyes, Castle Resorts and Hotels, and Hawaii USA Federal Credit Union.
To the Timmy Chang Show. I'm John Veneri, your host, alongside the man, Coach Timmy Chang. Coach, let's first of all, hello. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get right into it. I want to let everybody know that you can go ahead and text your questions into Coach. We're going to get those ready and have those ready for him a little bit later in the show, 808-296-1420, or you can call us and you can ask Coach anything that you want to. But first, Coach, a non-conference loss drops the team to 2-5 on the season. I know this is not where you expected to be or wanted to be. But first, before we get it going to anything, here is KHON2 Sports Director Rob DeMello with a recap of the Rainbow Warriors game in Pullman.
How's it going, everybody? The University of Hawaii football team experienced another rough road trip this past weekend with a loss at Washington State, where despite another solid opening quarter, the wheels fell off in the Pacific Northwest as two early red zone trips resulted in just 3 points, and that was followed by 2 lost fumbles and an interception that the Cougars cashed in for 21 points on their way to a 42-10 victory as the UH offense was held to just 1 touchdown for the 4th time this season, as Hawaii's losing streak is extended to 3 games, falling to 1-14 on the road over the last 3 years. At 2-5, the Bows once again reaching for the reset button ahead of their final 5-game stretch, with comes against Mountain West Conference opponents.
Yeah, it was just another tough one. I know that everybody on our team in this locker room is very disappointed, and it's just, it's something that we got 5 games to fix, and we're gonna keep fighting. When certain things start rolling and the ball doesn't go your way, then a team like that's going to take advantage of it, and they did a really good job of taking advantage and building upon the mistakes we made. So we have to eliminate mistakes.
I think it's really more of what we allowed. It just came down to a lot of fundamentals, block destruction, things like that. We felt out our fundamentals, which failed us in the long run. We just had to be more sound as a defense. We weren't always on the same page out there, which needs to be fixed fast in a hurry.
Yeah, man. Just plays need to be made. Man, we got to get back to the lab. These things will be fixed. And it's all things that can be fixed, though. So, we're going to get back to it.
No, for sure. We start to see the picture, but it's another thing to see it than to execute it, So we got to go execute. We got to go clean up the mistakes. And, yeah, we got to bring it.
Now up next for the Warriors, it's a home game against Nevada. Kickoff is set for Saturday, 6 p.m. at the Ching Complex. But as always, game week started with Hawaii football final. That's every Monday morning at KHON2.com or anywhere you download podcasts. Reporting for the Timmy Chang Show, I'm Rob DeMello, KHON2 Sports and Hawaii football final.
Coach, players said pretty much everything that needs to be said, but I'd love to hear your comments now that you've seen film, you've watched film, you've already put it to rest. I know you're getting ready for Nevada, but if we could revisit it real quick, your thoughts on Washington State.
Yeah, good football team. Tough to beat a one-loss team on the road, but it gets especially tough when we don't play the way that we need to, and so the guys get it, they understand, and it's really about having that mindset. The talk is about our mindset, from mine to the coaches, and trickles down to them about mindset, about finishing. We're talking about close games, one-play games. This one got away from us, in certain areas and mistakes that were made. But now it's, again, they're back in it. They're practicing well, and they understand what needs to be done to win games.
Unique camera angle from the referee showed a lot. In fact, it showed a very good angle of Nick Senecal fumbling the football. Those, though, maybe even two of those were like lightning in a bottle. I said that during the broadcast. Like lightning in a bottle, some of the time, those don't happen very often. You get hit perfectly falling backwards.
Yeah, and you know what? And everything matters. I think when when we talk to the guys and we talk about football and we talk about executing, every little detail matters, and it really matters from Monday through Friday. And so when you go out there Saturday, whether you're spun around, thrown around, and you don't see that guy in that angle, and it happens all Saturday, it happens all Sunday as you're watching these things, and you just never see that guy. You can never be as prepared, but you try to prepare them for every single situation possible, and making sure that ball security is really tight. But it's a tough way and a tough lesson, and there have been tough lessons for our guys to learn, as well as ourselves, and where we're at.
We're going to jump into the numbers and X's and O's of Washington State in our next segment before we get to our special guest. But first, let's get into this random question. How about this, okay? If you were to dress up, I know you guys are flying out on Halloween because so am I. Mm-hmm. If you were to dress up, what would your costume be?
Yeah, this year it's a family theme. We do family themes. We've always done family themes. And so this year is Toy Story, and I got the
Woody?
The straw of Woody. Yeah, for sure.
You're gonna wear a hat and boots and everything.
It's the costume's in. It's already been put on already. Yeah, my wife's laughing already, and so it is what it is, right? But when you have young ones, and it's fun. They enjoy that. I think it gets challenging with 5 kids where they all want to do something and they all pull in to do something, but it's our youngest daughter's turn to pick, and so we kind of just rotated through and stay together.
All right, Coach. We'll be back with more of the Timmy Chang Show in just a minute. We'll be inviting my broadcast partner, Mark Veneri, up next.
This is the Timmy Chang Show, presented by ESPN Honolulu, K-High, and KHON2.
Welcome back to the Timmy Chang Show, and joining us now, of course, is Coach and my broadcast partner, Mark Veneri, who also happens to dub as my brother.
Yes.
Welcome, Mark, to the show.
Thank
Coach, let's get into the X's and O's of Wazoo real quick, and then I promise we'll put it to rest, and then we'll have on our special guests. Up next will be receiver Stephen Curtis, and a little later we'll
Spencer.
have Spencer Curtis. Thank you.
You're thinking of Steven's side, right?
I am thinking of Steven's.
Okay.
Spencer Curtis, and then a little bit later we'll have Coach Chris Brown.
There we go.
Okay, Coach, first offensive drive. was pretty amazing. You did the team did everything it was supposed to do. You got the ball from the defense and you drove down the field.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's Shaggy's is throwing the ball at a high level right now. You know, he's making clean reads. And that helps. And not only that, you know, when O-line is doing well and the receivers are in the spots and catching the ball, I mean, it's starting to work on all cylinders. And so the consistency to do that is what the expectation is.
Went 9 plays, 56 yards, 8 of just over 5 minutes, led to a field goal. The team was driving. Why
fake
did
handoff
you guys?
again,
You went
and a
tempo.
quick pass outside, and
because
it's
Shager was
Tylen
on,
Hines
because the guys were
who
catching.
makes a
Obviously,
guy
that's
miss,
what worked,
gets to the sideline, and another.
Would it be then the best thing to do to continue that, or did they make adjustments?
No, it is to continue that. Now, it always comes down to execution, and so, you know, I think there's another drive that we go down, miss a field goal, and then, you know, then we start getting hit with turnovers, and that's never good.
And then defense coach held Wazoo to get the ball back, and then the second drive went 8 plays for 64 yards, as you alluded to. The missed field goal was disappointing, but the defense at that point was playing well and even had that 4th down stop. At that point in time, did you feel momentum kind of shifting, or did you feel like you had the juices going at that point?
In fact, we'll let you listen to the call real quick. Here it is.
To the right of Mateer. Hawaii with a 4-man front. They're coming. Handoff, Pulalasi. Hawaii might have made the stop, and they do.
John.
On 4th down, Hawaii makes the stop. They stop him about 6 inches short, and that's a win for the Rainbow Warrior defense.
And then, Coach, I mean, obviously you see that defense, you get the offense back. Sometimes I say on the radio broadcast, sometimes a good defense is good offense with that, and you get that momentum going. How did you feel at that point with those first 3 drives? I mean, looking good offensively.
Yeah, it's you know, as the game goes, you know, I think the guys are in a good space. They're doing what they need to do. I think it's times where adversity hits. You know, it's where the mindset's at.
Yeah.
And you know, I think for us the turning point was after the missed field goal.
Yeah.
And then they started to go down, and then turnover started to happen, and then we gave short field to, you know, their offense, which is a really good offense. And put the defense in a little bit of trouble, and so that leads to 21 points.
And following up with that, Coach, do you feel that's a responsibility of, you know, the players, yourself, coaching staff, making sure, you know, guys are staying in the positive mindset?
Yeah, it's everybody. You know, it starts with me, and then it goes down to the staff, and then it goes down to the players. You know, ultimately the players are playing, and so as much as we can to coach them to stay in that elite mindset. You know, we talk to them. I mean, the most impressive thing, I think, is when you watch these, you know, it'll come up soon where you watch NFL teams and they go on the road, and really good NFL teams, especially like in the playoffs, when they got 70,000 fans screaming against them. How do they stay in that mindset of always just keeping the game pure, doing their job at the highest level, and just executing? And they come out, and some of these teams that are hot come out with wins, you know. And so that's really where you want them to be, you know. When you're on the road, and you got, you know, it's homecoming week over there. There's a bunch of fans. You never want it to snowball, and you know, and that kind of happened to us.
You guys did. You had some opportunities. Clearly couldn't capitalize, especially in the red zone. It would have been nice to get the 6 instead of the 3 and then the missed field goal. But the red zone's been kind of tough too.
Yeah, it has, and we got to find ways to get better, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah, obviously the turnovers killed it. You closed the gap in the 3rd when Shager hit Hines for the score. That was a really nice. A really nice touchdown. It seemed like he had broken free and got into the end zone with some ease.
Yeah, you know, he ended up finding Tylen in the back of the end zone, and you know that always helps. And then you got to go back out and do it again, you know. And so, you know, in the second half, we got the ball on a defer, receiving the ball in the second half, and go 21-10. You know, we were looking for a stop, and they just kept making third downs and converting third downs, eventually getting in, going 28-10, and really we just need to keep responding. I think that's the biggest thing, is just respond the right way. Go back out there, go and execute. Everybody collectively doing their job, and that will happen, and that'll happen over time with the great mindset.
You used them a lot more. We just saw a bunch of
7
highlights.
touches.
Yeah.
This past game.
Is that Tyler?
Yeah.
Tyler's a playmaker, and so it's good when he touches the ball.
Yeah, he was able to run the football, catch the football. Obviously, now he's had a touchdown in the last 3 games, which is pretty nice to be able to get him involved more.
Yeah, for sure. He's a special player. Always been a special player from us from 2 years ago as a true freshman. And so, it's good when he touches the ball. Good things happen.
Coach, a bright spot. Braden Shager has thrown a touchdown pass in 28 of the last 29 games, including 11 straight. But the low notes, 1-14 on the road, this last 2.5 seasons, how much did this one really affect the team? I mean, for us, we're right there with you, obviously. But how much did this kind of have an effect on the team?
Yeah, it all takes its toll, right? Losing never. It takes its toll on the locker room. It takes its toll on the staff. It takes its toll on everything. The biggest thing is understanding how to overcome stuff. That's basically what it comes down to. You got to have an elite mindset to. We're talking about games that we should have won, could have done this, could have done that. But when it really comes down to it, everything matters. You got to go through the week. You got to prepare. You got to make sure that you're gonna do the fundamental things. We got to tackle. We got to catch. We got to run. We got to cover. We got to block. Right. We got to throw. And until we consistently do that and execute, right, that's what happens.
And the best part about it, Coach, is you get to go right back on the saddle and play Nevada this week.
Yeah,
homecoming,
right?
Homecoming at home. It's always good to be back home. The guys they always have a newfound energy when they're at home in front of their fans, and so I expect them to play well.
Here, let's just go ahead and answer a couple questions. Coach, love you, man. How's QB1 feeling? He got hit a lot. Got sacked 3 times in this one.
Yeah, tough. He's a fighter. Yeah, and one of his best qualities is being a tough quarterback. And so, there's a couple plays in there where we could have helped him out and protected better for him. But he always has the opportunity to get the ball out of his hands quick when needed. But he's doing all right. His leadership continues to grow and is much needed.
Another text, Coach. Any update on Dekel Crowdis?
Yeah, Dekel Crowdis is continuing to go through a rehab process, and we'll see his availability on Saturday.
Okay, and obviously you can stay tuned to ESPN Honolulu Game Day. We will have all your rosters for you on that day during our broadcast, and don't forget it's homecoming this weekend. Okay, let's try it. Let's do another random question. I was going to hold it for you. Okay, Coach, favorite childhood show growing up?
Probably Scooby-Doo.
Oh yeah,
Scooby-Doo.
Wow. See, that's more my.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's
How's
timeless.
Scooby-Doo is a good
Yabba
one.
dabba doo.
Yeah. You know what's cool? Is that they remade all the classics.
Yeah.
And now my kids watch them all, and so does everybody's kids across the country. So yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, because some of those cartoons way back when were some of the jokes were for parents, not necessarily the kids.
Yeah, for sure.
Kind of like SpongeBob now. Okay, homecoming this weekend against the Nevada Wolfpack. Up next, a former Wolf turned Warrior joins Mark on the desk. We're going to be talking to him. Keep the questions coming in. Of course, we'll be getting in those questions, and your answers will be coming from Coach just a little bit later on in the show. And don't forget the TV broadcast of this show on Thursday, K-High at 6 p.m. and on KHON Friday night at 10:35 p.m. For now, though, we'll be right back after this quick break. This is the Timmy Chang Show.
This is the Timmy Chang Show, presented by ESPN Honolulu, K-High, and KHON2.
Welcome back to the Timmy Chang Show. Our next guest, and sorry about that. That was a little loud, right, on everybody's ears? My ears, too. That's okay. But our next guest is a journeyman. Through his career, he's a graduate student, graduated from Jordan High School in Sandy, Utah. He went to Weber State, then walked on to Oregon, where he played 2 seasons, then went to Nevada before jumping across the Pacific to UH. This is the guy right here. And his name is Spencer Curtis. Spencer, welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, I want to get to this real quick because I thought this was an interesting stat. And I think this is so cool, by the way. You are at the Utah High School. You are the Utah High School career leader in receiving yards, receptions, and touchdown catches. And you had the state record for single-season reception yards per game at 141.4 as a junior. That's you, Spencer Curtis. Yep. Tell us about your journey from Utah to Weber State to Oregon to Nevada. Talk about your football journey.
My football journey's been very interesting. I grew up in a family that loves sports. My dad played college basketball in UNLV in the 90s. And growing up, I wanted to be a basketball player. I honestly didn't care about football. I wanted to be a basketball player. I wanted to be like my dad. And I honestly never thought football would come. I actually quit in 4th grade because they wanted me to play offense. And
of all positions.
Of all positions,
right?
Yeah, I wanted to play offense. Or they wanted me to play offense. And so my family, I was living in Las Vegas, and we moved to Utah, and my parents wanted me to make friends. And they said, you need to go play football to start making friends. And I said, I don't want to play. And they said, we'll buy you a Transformer toy if you play. And I said, oh, that's the greatest gift I could get. So I took the deal. And from then on, I started playing offense. And
there was a love found for it.
There's a love. It was starting to grow, but it didn't hit till I got to high school. And I went to Jordan High School, and they had the most profound offense in the state. By Eric Kerr. He is the coach for Corner Canyon right now, who's just a great team in Utah. And he helped me just love football and show me how I could be a great football player and be a great wide receiver. And it was a great experience being there because I never in my life would have thought I would have been a football player. I would have thought I was going to be a baseball or basketball player. And so I tore my ACL in high school 6 months before my senior year, and as you tear your ACL, you have 9 to 12 months to recover. And my doctor, I was very thankful for the doctor I had. He said that he thought I could get done in 6 months, and I recovered in 5.5. And went on and had my senior year. But the one thing that did suck was I could not go and talk to other colleges.
Well, I'm gonna get you this because you're gonna think this is cool. This is something that we found.
Okay.
And this goes to a high school. High school. See, I knew you'd like this. Tell me about this catch. It was on the news in Utah for this amazing one-handed catch.
Yeah.
That's you.
That was me. That was me a couple years ago. We're playing Desert Hills in St. George, Utah. My quarterback just laid it out for me, and I honestly didn't think. I just dove and just grabbed the ball, and it was one of the
Look
coolest.
at that catch, though. Look at that athleticism.
It was one of the coolest catches I think I've ever had.
All right, so you made that journey. Utah, went to Weber State, then Oregon, and then obviously Nevada. Nevada, you got some playing time last year. Then you transfer here as a graduate transfer. Why so many moves?
Well, I've always believed in myself, and I've known that I have the potential to be one of the best receivers in the nation. And going out of from going out of high school and breaking all those records, I believed in myself. Weber State was my only offer, and I had a great experience there. I just thought I could go to a
big
FBS school. Yeah, I just thought I could go to a bigger school.
Look at you flexing that too, by the way.
And so I was blessed with the opportunity to go to Oregon, and that was one of the greatest experiences because I saw what it took to play at like one of those very high-end teams, and I learned a lot from my coaches, and I learned a lot from my teammates, and I worked my butt off. I was on the scout team. I was the 18th receiver out of 18, and with the luck of the draw, I moved my way up to 5th, and I got to play a couple plays throughout the season my last year. And one of the coaches that went to Nevada saw potential in me and he believed in me, and just gave me the opportunity to go to Nevada, and I was very grateful for that opportunity.
And speaking about that, Nevada coming here this week, you had an opportunity to play there. You were one of their leading receivers last season, and making the move to Hawaii. Coach Anthony Arsenault, your coach as well. What brought you here?
With the coaching change, I liked the new coach that came in. He was a great guy. I just didn't feel like I fit their scheme and what they were wanting to do. And I missed Coach Arsenault, and I heard very great things about Coach Chang and the coaching staff here at Hawaii. And when I put myself in the portal, I really wanted to follow Coach Arsenault and come to this great state and play in this great offense and be a part of this great team.
And being a receiver, especially in this offense, it must be a lot of fun for you.
Oh, it's a great time. It's a great time. Yeah, every play, you might be getting the ball. You're just going to be running routes and having a great time, just perfecting your craft and doing your best to get open and have a good time.
And speaking of this, is again going back to it. You played against Nevada, obviously, or you're going to be playing against Nevada, team you're very familiar with, obviously. What's that going to be like? You got former teammates over there. What's that going to be like for you?
It's going to be weird, to be honest, just because like practicing against them every day for 2 years, and there's a lot of the team that's still there that I know, and so being able to see them is going to be a great experience, and being able to play against them is going to be a great experience. I'm excited to play them. They have great players, a great team, and they're going to come out and play very hard, and so we're going to match their intensity and intensify it even more.
Let's
and
get that dub.
Yeah, we definitely want that, and so, but no, it's going to be a great experience because I've never actually played against my former teammates, and so I'm actually excited to see what it's like. Yeah.
Real quick, while we have a few less than a minute left, tell us quickly about that Malasada story.
Oh, I don't. One day I just felt like everybody on the team was just down, and we lost, we just came off a close game. I just felt like everybody deserved to have a donut, and I bought the team donuts, and yeah,
everybody loves a malasada.
Everybody loves
right?
a malasada.
So what was the reception like when you brought the malasada? I'm sure that picked everybody up, right?
I think everybody was shocked that I brought them, and I just was like, yeah, I hope everybody just enjoys having a malasada.
I could use one right now.
They're great.
You should have brought them.
I'm sorry.
But I expect some touchdowns this weekend against Nevada, your former team. Spencer, thank you for joining us here today.
I appreciate it so much.
Really appreciate it. Looks like Paul Walker, too, if anyone, it's a first for him, right? But Spencer Curtis, a receiver for the University of Hawaii. When we come back, John will be joined with Coach Chris Brown. This is the Timmy Chang Show. We'll be right back.
This is the Timmy Chang Show, presented by ESPN Honolulu, K-High, and KHON2.
Welcome back to the Timmy Chang Show. Our next guest has been on the show before, but has a couple of added titles. Here's the tale of the tape. Coach Chris Brown, linebackers coach, is also the associate head coach and was also helping in the strength and conditioning department. He is my good friend. We welcome former UH and Baltimore Ravens linebacker Chris Brown to the show. The crowd goes wild.
Hey guys,
Chris,
John.
thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, man.
This is a perfect time. Are you still doing strength and conditioning? You look like you're a little bit out of shape.
I stretched this morning, so it's still overseeing it. But Ryan Ishihara is taking the whole thing with it and run it during the season. So he's doing a great job.
And of course, you've added the associate head coach title to it. I know that comes with a lot of responsibility. But let's go ahead and talk what your number one thing to do is, and that's linebackers coach. Let's talk defense real quick, all right? Because the defense has been playing very well. What is it about Dennis Thurman's defense that has changed things? I mean, because I know you were a huge advocate for Dennis Thurman coming in. What is it about his defense?
I mean, it's a very aggressive defense, but I think the biggest thing is that it's not complicated. He wants the players to play as fast and aggressive as possible. The scheme isn't too crazy, but it's enough for us to get adjusted to offenses, but play downhill, play aggressive, and play with some fire. Coach Thurman is great. He wants the players to actually take over the defense, run the defense, make the calls themselves, and play as fast as possible.
One of the best defenses in the conference. UH ranks number 2 in the Mountain West in total defense, with number 3 in scoring defense, number 4 in passing defense, and rushing defense, and sacks per game. Your linebackers have done a fabulous job as well.
The linebackers, aka the Lions Den.
Yeah.
Yes,
there we go. We'll talk about that momentarily.
They've been great. I love my group. They're a bunch of great guys that just want to work. They want to contribute. They give me 110% every single day. They come to practice. With the right mindset of let's get better. Each and every day, and that's the standard. And that's why I tell these guys, you guys have to be the standard of the football team every day.
Okay, I'm going to throw out a couple names to you. I just want your comments on those. For a successful linebacker core, you have to have some guys up front that are workhorses. Yep. Ezra Evaimalo, the captain.
Love Ezra. He's a throwback. He's a guy, if you're in a bar fight, he's the guy that you want, who has your back. His punch is ridiculous. He can get off the ball. He plays with some passion, fire. But he doesn't just do his job, he does more. He'll blow back that line of scrimmage. And, playing as a linebacker behind a guy like that, you can play all day long and make tackles for days. So
15 tackles, 4 tackles for a loss, 3 quarterback hurries. He's the senior out of Kamehameha Kapolama. Okay, let's do another one. Jackie Johnson, the third, is leading the team with 4 sacks this season. The Roosevelt grad. He's just a junior. He's killing it.
Jackie's the guy.
You got to pull the leash back every once in a while.
He's that guy that he has so much fire. I was able to play with a guy with Jeff Albrecht, and Jeff was a fiery guy. This guy is he's times 2. I love Jackie. 100 miles an hour. He's going to give you everything that he's got. He's got he's got a hurt finger, hurt shoulder, hurt knee, and he doesn't care. He just wants to be out there. He loves football, but getting off the ball, he's very hard to block.
Mm-hmm. Jemai Otis ranks 6th nationally. 6th. The numbers have been wrong, but it is 6th according to PFF.com. He's 6th nationally in run defense among linebackers. Cam Stone ranks very high amongst corners in coverage grade. He's got 19 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, and an interception. How about Cam Stone?
Cam Stone has really stepped up his game. He's listening to P.J. Manaya, as a coach, and especially Coach Thurman, and really taking into consideration, just their ideas on how to play better, how to play faster, get into positions, quicker, and he's really taking his game to a different level.
Our cameras are everywhere; they catch you at practice.
No.
But I do want to know, because you're a very vocal coach,
yeah,
and occasionally you'll talk to the team. What do you tell them? Especially now, you're 2-5.
It's it's that motivation, inspiration. You know what I mean. But more importantly, it's the discipline mindset, right? Coach Chang always talks about the mindset. Well, it's just me just reiterating that, in a little bit more of an aggressive way. So it's me kind of putting it out there from a former player, and explaining to them that we can do anything if we put our minds to it, but we got to go do it on the football field.
Not every good player makes a good coach. It appears that you've made that transition quite well.
Yeah, and I'm very blessed to have done it. But I played under some great coaches and some great mentors as players, and me taking my game to the coach as a coach. I mean, it's been a great feeling to see these guys actually make something of themselves and play the way I'm coaching it.
I'm just looking at everybody's eyes, and they're looking up at you. There's no one looking down. I don't know if that's the fear.
Who's recording this?
Thank you, Mr. Rob DeMello. Okay, here's some things that you may not know about Coach Chris Brown. He was in an episode of Sam Choi's In the Kitchen. Did you know that? Yes. And one of the dishes we made in that show is in the brand new cookbook out next month that's available on mutualpublishing.com. Turkey meatballs. Or they were patties.
Patties, yeah.
Yeah, because you're always trying to eat better.
Yes, you have to eat clean. You have to feed the machine.
Okay, here's another one. Tell us about your modeling career with Tanoa.
You had to bring that up. It's just it's a hobby. It's a hobby. They asked me to take a few pictures, and Tanoa makes some great wear aloha shirts.
I'm wearing one of them right now.
Polynesian shirts, Polynesian design shirts. They're amazing at what they do in all their designs. So, for me to wear it, it's pretty cool, man. They're really great company.
You also do Defend Hawaii.
Defend Hawaii, man. They've been great because they give so much back to the football team. Anything that they make, where they put on for the University of Hawaii, whether it's a T-shirt, all the proceeds go back to go back to the University of Hawaii. So they've been great, as supporters.
I'm going to show you a picture now. Tell me about this special place.
That's my home. Yeah, that's where I'm born and raised. That's Kahalua, Oahu. Where did you get that picture, man?
Pretty cool, huh? You're fishing.
I'm fishing, yeah.
At high tide,
That's my way of getting my mind clear. Grab the fishing pole and just.
Don't forget now, I visited you there.
You did.
That is a special pick.
Yeah, this is where I was raised, and it's a very special place, and a place when life is hectic. I go back and I just remember where I came from. So really nice place.
Okay, my final pick to you. What does this guy mean to you?
That's the old man. It's Pops. Everybody knows that it's Pops. That's my guy, my biggest supporter. He drives me nuts sometimes, but yeah, that's my guy, man. Yeah, he's the guy who taught me how to lift weights and put me in the football game, and he's been my biggest supporter.
Wanted to send a special shout out to Pops because I've grown fond of him, and I know you've grown fond of my father.
Yes, absolutely.
The two Pops. Right on. I had to show you that. You didn't tear up.
No, man.
You were holding back.
I can't believe you did that to me, man.
Okay, here. Let me ask you this. You brought up Jeff Ulbrich, but I want to ask you this because this is homecoming week, and there's a special celebration for the 1999 team 25th anniversary. Wow.
25 years.
Tell me about what's going on with those guys.
25 years, and I remember it just like yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, man. When Coach Jones came in and he said that we were going to turn this program around, we looked at him like he was absolutely insane. We didn't think that he was serious about it.
Reminder, 0-12.
0-12, yeah, 98, and then 99, we started winning, and then all of a sudden here comes, the Fresno State, and we ended up turning around that program, and ended up winning 9 games that year and going off to the Wahoo Bowl that year, and playing alongside with Kalana Noah and Adrian Clem and Jeff Ulbrich, shoot, man, legends, and it was such a great year, but I can't believe it's 25 years.
What is expected this week? Do you know what the celebration's going to be?
Yeah, so
and will you be able to attend to some of it?
I'm coming, no matter what. I mean, shoot, man, they're going to honor them during the game. They're going to honor the 99 class during the game. I'm not sure exactly what quarter, but they're asking all the the teammates from 1999 to come back and celebrate 25 years of man. Can't believe it's been
Nobody
that
expected you guys to make it to the
No,
Oahu Bowl.
man.
Nobody.
Oh, yeah,
Except maybe everybody in the locker
and
room.
Oregon State they were big time now. And we came in there, man, and we played the Hawaii way.
Homecoming this week with the Rainbow Warriors taking on the Nevada Wolfpack, but a celebration that's long overdue, that is very much deserved. Okay, here we go. You ready? Time now for a random question. This one is pretty easy for you, though. If you could only eat 3 food items, what would they be?
Goodness. Chicken breast, turkey breast, and eggs.
All available in the episode of Sam Choi's in the Kitchen on
Boring.
KH12.com. Okay, never mind then. Any pregame ritual? I know my brother sees a little bit of it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I still do the smelling salts right before I go out there. It's me getting myself hype, and as well as the football players. So you can see me screaming and yelling, and my veins popping out of my forehead.
Good luck this week.
Thanks.
Homecoming game against Nevada. This is Chris Brown, and this is the Timmy Chang Show. We'll be right back.
This is the Timmy Chang Show, presented by ESPN Honolulu, K-High, and KHON2.
All right, welcome back to the Timmy Chang Show, rejoined now by the coach, Timmy, and my brother, broadcast partner, Mark Veneri, who is, in my mind, one of the best color analysts around in radio. Okay,
Thank you,
Coach,
thank you.
let's talk about this. Homecoming week, you got Nevada coming in. What do you know about Nevada? Because they got a new coach.
Yeah, new coach, new identity. They're playing really good football. Their losses have been close. Their wins have been good. They beat Oregon State. They went down to the wire with Fresno State this past game. And so he definitely has the team headed in the right direction, and it's going to be a challenge. They come ready with a good offense, with a good defense, and some special teams that shows the culture of their team.
They beat Troy, close game, as you mentioned. Here's some of those highlights. We'll take a look at what they look like there on offense. The Wolfpack has converted 26 of 27 red zone trips into points, the 96.3% rate, ranking 7th in the country, and leading the Mountain West. Of the 27, 23 of those in the red zone were touchdowns. That's pretty good percentages for a team that runs the football a lot, and at least they get down there and they make something of it.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of getting down there, and then, like we said, they're executing at a high level. Quarterback run game has been really impressive by a quarterback that they had a quarterback last year. Not too sure if he will play this past game, as it looks like he had a concussion. But they got firepower within him and the running back, and then also with trying to stop the run, you got to cover the receivers as well.
Yeah.
So every game that they played, it's been a test for teams to try to stop.
Coach, Nevada's 53.7 success rate on third down conversions ranks 6th in the country and 2nd in the Mountain West. What do you see of them offensively?
Yeah, tough. I think they do a lot of great stuff. They build scheme around their tight ends, running back, and quarterback, and then they're popping runs like this one you see here. And so we got our work cut out in front of us.
There is a question here. We'll go ahead and answer some of the, or at least ask them. Coach, do you prefer a 3-4 or a 4-3 defense?
You know what? You want the ones that give teams problems. I guess that's the best way to answer that, right? I think coaches are smart enough now to present problems, right? They're always trying to attack problems. They're always trying to attack weaknesses, and I think that's the key.
A couple of people are asking about NIL. Is that something that's going good? I know that you have players on NIL, right? That
yeah,
image, likeness that are actually getting some funds.
It's the status of college sports is a business. I mean, it is from coaches' salaries to the amount of money, whether it's university TV contracts, ticket sales, those type of things. But now when you start talking about paying players, it's across the country, just to kind of educate our Hawaii faithful and fans. It's a business. When you start paying the players, you're entering a different realm. And so to speak on NIL, we do have guys on it, but you're always going to take more. And so it's changed the game. Some of these rosters that you're seeing on Saturdays, there's rumors up to $20 to $50 million per year of what they're paying for their roster. And that's just the guys, that are playing, throwing, catching, running, tackling, blocking. And so when you're talking about recruiting at that type of level, things have changed.
And speaking of change too, they're doing away, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Coach, with the national letter of intent. How they go about doing it now.
Yeah, a lot of rules have changed to protect the players. I think when you've seen in the past, I believe it started from coaches and paying coaches and their salaries. And then you see coaches try to move for better opportunity, better jobs, higher pay. And so, when you walk into, as an assistant and now a head coach, I used to walk into to homes and pitch me being loyal and being there. But nowadays, when the coach ups and leaves and he takes his staff and you have a new position coach in front of you, whether that position coach left with the head coach or he went to another job, these kids are kind of left high and dry a little bit. So therefore now, you've opened up transfer rules that they can do multiple times, more than once. And
Spencer Curtis is a good example of that.
Yeah, I mean, this is his fourth school, and so. It's right now it's becoming a part of it to protect the student athletes from things like that, and then now becoming a business model. And so as our AD walks in here, he's tasked with making sure that our schools, our sports programs are budgeted correctly. But now, as we talk about fundraising, there's another piece into the NIL.
Let's jump back into Nevada real quick before we let Mark go here.
On defense, Coach, Nevada has limited its opponents to just 18 touchdowns on 30 trips to the red zone. Obviously, you're the offensive guru. What does Nevada pose that you see on film without giving too much away?
Because they're watching.
If they're watching. Or probably they're watching.
Good defense. I mean, solid players. Again, I've coached a bunch of these, a couple of these guys, and just to watch them run around, fly around, play with energy, they're excited. They're excited brand of defense, and so they're going to present problems, and we got to solve them.
Michael Coates Jr. leads the nation with 12 pass breakups, so that's going to be a guy that you'll do you know him?
No, that's not one I do know, but that's a corner.
Yeah, but you do know him because you've watched film on him for sure.
Yes, yeah, good player, very good player.
All right, don't forget you can listen to Mark Veneri and myself with every call on ESPN Honolulu or on the dial 1420 AM and 92.7 FM. Mark, you got any last words you want to say to Coach here?
Coach, go get him this weekend. Let's get it.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Always excited to watch you play.
Yeah.
So let's go get it. Let's get that dub and go Bows.
Yeah, we're back on our normal broadcasting, so you guys have fun up there, and we'll go play hard.
It's a good thing he's my brother because sometimes in the booth I got to slap him just
no,
so that he wakes up a little bit, so that he's not so down because he's almost more down than me sometimes. And I got to.
But you know why? Because I'll tell you why. I've grown up a fan, as you guys know, since 6 years old, running around with him, and then being around you as around the program. So it's we take it hard, as I'm sure you take it hard, and you take it hard. We all want to win.
I promise you, there's no one taking it harder than me.
Yeah.
And I vow to get this thing right. I promise to get this thing right. It's my job. That's why I was brought here to do, and it'll get right.
All right, we're gonna let Mark go. He'll be there on Saturday with us.
Yes,
but for now, this is the Timmy Chang Show.
This is the Timmy Chang Show, presented by ESPN Honolulu, K-High, and KHON2.
Wrapping things up here on the 5th edition of the Timmy Chang Show. Nevada Wolfpack this weekend on Homecoming, the 73rd edition of Homecoming. Started all the way back in 1949.
Wow.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah, it's really good.
It's going to be cool, the 99 team getting recognized.
Yeah, that's a special team. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I came and chose to play here is because of that 99 team going from 0-12 the 98 season to what they were and the biggest turnaround in NCAA history.
When you watch Dan Robinson sling the football, because the year prior he wasn't that kind of quarterback, but he became that quarterback under June Jones. So did you.
It's pretty cool. It just seemed like yesterday that you were playing against 7-on-7 against Jeff Ulbrich and Nate Jackson and throwing with Dan Robinson. He had no touch. I wonder how he fixes teeth as a dentist right now. I really hope Dan comes. He's such a good guy, and I know Dan Morrison would be.
That would be pretty awesome.
That would be pretty awesome. But
clearly, Jeff Ulbrich won't be able to come.
No, he's pretty busy right now.
Yeah, head coach of the Jets.
Yep.
Just your quick final thought about this weekend.
Yeah, big game. I think it's a big game for both of us, but for us, I think it's a really big game of getting back on track. And stop talking about the close ones and really having a mindset to go and do the things we need to do. Our guys are practicing well, and now it's about going out there and executing. It's one thing to another thing to another thing. Now it's about time to put together. And so, playing at home and homecoming in front of our fans.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You get that butterflies?
I mean, we talked about dog mentality at Boise, and you saw how they played against Boise. We didn't even get to talk about Boise on the show and how that Heisman Trophy winner had to earn every yard, and so our boys got it in them, and so it's about putting it all together and doing the job.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. Thank you to Spencer Curtis for coming on the show, Chris Brown, and thank you to Enjoy Snacks for our lays. Just want to say, Coach, good luck this weekend on homecoming, and go Bows. Go Bows. All right. And mahalo to our sponsors.